Hey guys, welcome to another video. In this video, I'll be showing you how to make the UI of our authentication page. So in the last video, what we did is made that page so the main.dart will display the login page if we do not have an account and the home page if we have an account. Now we are going to be working on the login page. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing in this video. So let's get started. Yeah, so by the last video we made this kind of application. So basically what we did is, you can see here we have login written, and if you are logged in, this should display home. Now how we did that is, come to main.dart, we created two stateless widgets, and we did if the snapshot.data has a UID. Now this wouldn't work if we didn't use the async snapshot, and that comes part of Firebase auth. So now in this video, we're going to be working on the login UI. So let's get started. First, I want you to download a couple of assets. So we'll create a new folder outside of lib called assets. And I'm gonna want you to download this asset. So you can find this in my Git repo. Link will be in the description. So yeah, so I actually get this image from Undraw, which is a website you can visit to get images. So what I'm going to do is rename this. So I'm going to rename this to login image, and I'm just going to drag this in the assets folder, and this is how it looks. So I just opened up the PNG and got it over here. So now you can see we have the login image. Now we'll come to the pubspec YAML, and let's see, we are going to come and uncomment the assets part, and it's going to be assets / because all the images inside the assets folder should be available. So if we save this, that should run flutter pub get. And now if we come to main.dart, nothing really should happen. So we'll come here to the screens folder and create a file called login.dart. And what I'm going to do is import material.dart and just create a stateful widget called login. And let's see, we'll return a scaffold, and it's going to have an app bar. And we'll do the theming later in another video, so we won't be adding any colors to the images. So yeah, so I'm going to come to app bar and add a couple of custom properties. So now what we can do is come to the main.dart and remove this login class, and over here we'll import our file. So if we save this, we have an app bar on the top. Now in the state of full widget, you can see over here what I'm going to do is go final Firebase Firestore. It's going to be called Firestore, and final Firebase auth, it's going to be called auth, something like this. Then we'll come here and add final form field properties, and then we'll add required keyword to both of these. So add the required keyword. Then what we're going to be doing is adding a couple of properties in the state. So we're going to have a string email, text editing controller, email controller, and a password controller. So in the main.dart, we're getting error. So what we can do is just come here, auth. It's going to be, I think we have already made this underscore. So it's going to be underscore auth. And for the Firestore, we'll just duplicate this. I'm going to call this underscore Firestore. And that's going to be type Firebase Firestore. That's going to be Firebase Firestore.instance. And over here we'll use Firestore, like that. So that's not going to be a constant anymore. And yeah, so we shouldn't get that error anymore. And next, what we're going to be doing is coming here to the body, and we'll have a single child scroll view. And just to make this faster, I'm just going to paste in some code and do this. And we really don't have Google Fonts. So what we can do is come here and add dependency, or we can just remove this for now because I said that we'll do the theming later. So we'll come here and remove Google Fonts.poppins and make this just a constant text style. We get something like this. So we get the image. Now you may see that this image has a white background and an app, so it's not very noticeable, but you can see a little bit. So this is a bit of gray color and that's white. So what I'm going to be doing is coming here to our scaffold and giving it a background color of colors.white. So it looks like it's being drawn on top of this. So after this padding, what I'm going to do is add 2 more paddings with which will hold these 2 things. And what I'm going to do is keep it like this, but remove this border over here. Let me remove this border. So if we save this, it looks something like this. Then we'll have a prefix icon, and that's going to be icons dot. And for the password, we'll have a lock outline. And let's see, for this one, which we have right here, we'll have a prefix icon of alternate email outlined. If we save this, we should have prefix icons in both. Cool. Now we're going to be making the button. So we'll be adding a text button.icon and removing, so we'll have colors purple, constant. It's going to actually be deep purple accent. We need to import the package auth. In the errors we are getting over here, we can just remove this. That's going to be colors.deep purple accent. And we'll remove Google Fonts and remove this text style and go constant. And we can just give the text a constant, and we don't need this. Then what I'm going to do, we have a login, and what I'm going to do is just come here to this text button.icon and duplicate this. And what I'm going to do is go sign up. So yeah, now I'm not going to go over the logic of the on pressed because that we've already done in my last playlist, because in the last playlist we already did this. So I'll just explain what is going on over here. So let's start with this. We have the text field of the email. So if I add test at test, it's updating because I have an on changed which just states the email of value, and that value is basically the input, and email is a string we've created in the state, and that we are returning with welcome. Then we have some input decoration, and we have a prefix icon and hint text. Next we have another padding which has padding obscure text. So if we put in any password, it comes in dots. And we have a controller, a decoration with some prefix icons and a hint text. Then we have a text button.icon, and this is where the on pressed. So this is the login. So we basically create a variable called return value, and we await auth, and we need to pass in an auth. Now this widget is basically what we are passing in, and remember we passed in an auth property dot sign in because we have created a method over here called sign in, and email is going to be email controller.text. So the email's text and the password is going to be the password's text. And if return value is equal to success, so if we come here, we return success, then we email controller.clear, so we are deleting all this stuff, and password controller.clear. Else scaffold messenger.off context show snack bar, and we'll show the snack bar with the content being text and the return value. Now this can be nullable, that's why we have a null thing over here. Yeah. and we basically have an icon and label. Same thing over here, we are doing this, so we are creating a return value, and what we need to do is change this. We need to go create account, and that's it. So we are passing in the email controller.text and the password controller.text, and if the return value is equal to success, we're going to email controller.clear and password controller.clear, and again if it's not, we're going to just return the error in a snack bar. So again we have an icon and we have a label. So if we save all of this stuff, then what I can do is just come here and give it a test email, and come here and go test 1 2 3 4. If we log in, we get this error because we have not created an account like this. So we can click on sign up and that should log in for us. We come to the home page. We have an because we don't have an app bar, the icons have become white, but that's fine. When we get an app bar, we'll do that. One more thing, I'm going to come to my app bar. In the scaffold we have here, and we're going to come to the app bar and give it a background color of colors, the deep purple accent. So now if we try to log out, which we'll do in the next video, but we should have a background of deep purple accent. Now, if you want to know more about how this logic works, then I'll put a card and you can click on that video. The video's link will also be in the description and you can see that video. It's the Flutter full stack course I've already made, and the logic is the exact same thing. So we are basically doing the same thing. That's why I didn't show it again. I just showed how we set it up and how we make the UI. So it's not really a lot. So we are basically using our auth service. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, be sure to like my videos, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.